Angels is the largest supplier of costume accessories to the film, theatre and TV industry anywhere in the world. We've been going for over 170 years. It's a family-run business that's currently in its 6th generation. The majority of things that you see at the cinema or on television we've had something to do with. Films like The Great Gatsby, Titanic, Gladiator, TV projects like Downton Abbey and Game of Thrones as well. It's impossible to say how many items we have singularly, but we have 8.5 miles of running rails that are all crammed with costumes. We are very interested in training young people for our industry, which is notoriously very difficult to get into. For about 10 years before we started in 2011, we were looking for a training scheme that was accredited that would give young people a stepping stone into the business. In 2011, we found a modern apprenticeship in costume and wardrobe that we thought we could tailor together with a college, in this case it's Amersham and Wickham College, to help us bring that into the business. We looked very carefully in the beginning at what the course itself offered and worked out how we could tailor some of the modules to wardrobe assistant, which is the job that we're looking for here. And the college were very helpful. They went back to the provider to see if we could tweak a few things so that we could make it more appropriate to us. And we came up with a 12-month level 2 course, which we've subsequently taken on to a level 3 qualification as well. The apprentices learn a very wide variety of skills while they're with us. We teach them basic alterations here in our alterations workroom. We teach them something like 120 hours of costume history, reference, shapes and silhouettes. When we're recruiting for the scheme, we don't look for people that have any particular knowledge or background of the subject. We want to get young people with an enormous passion for things like costume or history, or film or television. One of the main reasons that we started the scheme was that we recognised there was a huge gap in the skills that students or graduates brought to us when they finished their university or college education, and we basically had to start again and teach them how to costume the best way, the Angels way. So it seemed logical to take a step back from that and to offer this kind of scheme to a much wider group of people, where we could teach them from day one relevant industry required skills, which is what has been seriously lacking in the past. Apprentices bring so much to our organisation and to organisations in general. They are full of enthusiasm. They have a real passion for costume in our case, or for history. They are very, very keen to learn. The majority of our training is carried out by us on site here, but on an administrative level we're supported by the college, who send a tutor in to us once a month to assess the work that the students are doing, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and that we are as well. The National Apprenticeship Service are very, very helpful when you're recruiting. All you need to do is upload your information onto their website and they take care of everything else, so that works very well. I have read that there may be more of a requirement on an administrative level for businesses to take more control over that. That may not work for us so well. We are a busy working company. We're not a training provider per se, we're a commercial company. So the way that the apprenticeships are set up at the moment works very well for us. I would need to have a think about whether taking on more responsibility would be in our best interest.
When I started the apprenticeship here, I didn't know anything really. I had absolutely no idea how the industry works. I was completely green, completely naive. So they literally taught me everything from scratch. I really enjoyed doing an apprenticeship. Personally for me, I think the main reason I didn't enjoy university was because I don't like the idea of sitting in a room listening to someone talk and then writing an essay about it afterwards. I like to work, and I discovered that in my 2 years of just working in an office, that I enjoy working. So being able to do both of those things, to learn whilst working and gain a skill, hands-on practical thing, whilst also studying in my spare time, was something that really appealed to me. And now that I have done it, it really was the best way for me to learn and to get into this industry. I mean, there are so many talented people out there who maybe don't get the chance just because they're not particularly scholarly, which isn't really fair, especially when it's such a practical job such as this one. It's also a very good way, I think, of training people in a very specific way. Like, if a company has a way that they like things done, I mean, you're taking a person who is completely green, they have no idea of how anything works before they start with you, so you can mould them from the beginning and turn them into kind of the employee that you want to have, rather than taking someone who has maybe worked in the industry for a very long time and has worked for other people that maybe work differently to how that business prefers to work.